Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Room, the podcast brought to you by LFC Transfer Room. I'm joined by a host of different people today because, I'm Richie. We've had a bit of time off, and it's been phenomenal to see the progress over Liverpool. But we are joined today by Dan, who is one of the co-hosts and also the co-owners of LFC Transfer Room. Dan, how are you today?
I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing awesome. This is the first time, or not first time, I'm actually just recording, not recording, I'm just streaming through my phone. So if I look weird or something looks weird, then it's blame it on my phone. But I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Yeah, it's not the fat head expanding on your phone, I promise. Like Dan just doesn't really look like that. We're also joined today by my actual co-host Daz as well. Daz, the podcast extraordinaire. How are you?
I'm sound, mate. It's nice to be back. Had a few technical problems the other day, but yeah, the video's back and audio's working, so that's good. It's nice to be back, actually.
Good. Like I say, myself, Daz, and Matty, who is normally the podcast host. Podcast host. We are. That's my Andy Robinson impression. We're doing fine. So we're glad to be back. And Kris, you are literally everywhere. Like, how do we get rid of you? Like,
you
everywhere.
don't.
You're on the pod. You're on Anfield Agenda. You're now verified on Twitter. How do we get rid of you?
Fingers in too many pies, mate. That's the problem. Fingers in too many pies.
Hard work pays off, mate. So congrats.
Wow. But yeah, no, I'm good, mate. I'm happy to be on the pod. Love being on the pod. Happy to chat some Reds, and we're in some good form after probably one of the worst performances I've ever seen of a Liverpool team in that first Arsenal leg. To go on and to go on and get through after all of everything that's happened. It's good vibes only, mate. Good vibes only.
Yeah, I think that, this pod is also good vibes only. We are very positive at LFC Transfer Room, and we like to shine when Liverpool shine, and we've been shining for a very, very long time. So anyway, listen, we always do a transfer roundup, and because it's January, I'm going to put the pressure over to Dan because Dan is one of our main men. He's the. I'm going to put it all on him. So. You know what, Dan? Give us a roundup of the Liverpool transfer January window.
Drum roll.
So, according to Sport Build, Man United is no longer in the race for Denis Zakaria. The Borussia Mönchengladbach midfielder has only 6 months left on his contract, and the next team in line for his signature seems to be Liverpool, who are luring around the corner for maybe a January transfer. Now, reports also say that Ousmane Dembele is on his way out of Barcelona. Not only reports, but also the Barcelona director claimed that they tried to tie him down for a contract. He didn't accept. So now he's going to leave in the next 10 days, which means before the transfer window ends. So where is he going to end up? We don't know. Some may want Liverpool, some may not. We also have some news coming from different reports, different sources, saying that Fabio Carvalho, the Portuguese youngster, starlet from Fulham, seems to be in advanced talks with Liverpool. Liverpool won the player, hoping to secure a move in January. Obviously, Fulham is trying to tie him down, but there's still a few days left, so we'll see what happens. And just to finish off, there's also rumors stating that Mohamed Salah is set to start talks with Liverpool and with the Liverpool directors after AFCON ends. It's been reported that he wants at least £400,000 a week. It was reported exclusively by the LFC Transfer Room via Sports Illustrated. So if you guys want to go check out that article, it's on our website. And there's plenty more to talk about, and I'm just gonna let you guys give me your thoughts, starting off with Kris. What do you think?
What about all of it? Everything?
Everything. No, just the main one. Come
on. I'm guessing Fabio Carvalho, right? I think that's I'll say that's the main one. Well, from what I've seen of him, I'm thoroughly impressed. Carvalho has got 7 goals and I think 3 assists in the championship this season, which in about 16 games, which is in a free-flowing Fulham side in a side in a league that they're far too good for. But it's still very impressive for such a young player. And we all know the good track record we have in getting youngsters from Fulham, right?
I don't know if you guys have been noticing or keeping track of the championship, but I believe that Fulham have scored 70 goals this season or in all competitions. And obviously, Fabio Carvalho is one of their main players, as well as Harry Wilson, I believe that it is.
Mitrovic as well. Mitrovic is actually going at 20. I think he's got 27 goals in 24 games in the championship this season, which is ridiculous.
Wow.
Makes me look shite.
That is crazy. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I think we were speaking about Fabio Carvalho, or I think it was Richie, Daz, and Matty. I don't know who it was. His agent is Jorge Mendes, right? So we spoke about it. We actually read the report, and it's been said that Jorge Mendes actually offered Fabio Carvalho to Barcelona and Real Madrid. Both teams rejected the youngster, or the chance to sign the youngster. So this might be one of those chances where Liverpool might have gotten one of those stars that, later Barcelona and Madrid might regret,
Potentially.
What else?
I mean, his contract's up in the summer, isn't it? I think so. It's certainly something that Liverpool have been looking at, and to be fair, a massive shout out to our LFC Transfer Room podcast, because we're going to have Jack Collins on soon, and he's a massive Fulham fan, and he's obviously a friend of the podcast in the rank squad. He rates Fabio Carvalho really highly, and I think he would obviously rather him stay at Fulham than go. But he would slot into that Liverpool team tremendously, wouldn't he? I mean, Kris, you've obviously been covering a lot of the Championship as well. So, what have you seen from Carvalho? Because you must have seen something in there. If Liverpool are looking for something, then it's not the Brahim Diaz that you expect from a transfer signing. It's not the Mitrovic you expect from a transfer signing. But this kid is phenomenal.
Honestly, and it's not just the Championship. I mean, we go back to when Fulham were a Premier League team. Fabio Carvalho actually scored on his debut. I think it was at the Hawthorns. He impressed there, even at Premier League level. To get in the numbers that he is, yes, it's in a very, very good team, but he will be coming to a very, very good team. So I'm genuinely not concerned. It smells of Liverpool, this transfer. I'm sorry, it's cheap. It's a player with 6 months left on his contract. And I mean, Daz, we all know the workings of FSG, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? 19, he's a goal scorer, a winger, and can play, midfield as well. So, yeah, I mean, out of all the names you said, Dan, that's the lad that's probably 99% who's going to be a Liverpool player by the summer.
Definitely.
Is that some inside info coming from Dad? No.
That's just my info, but yeah, he just ticks all the boxes. I mean, Dembele, you can forget.
I think a lot of things. I think a lot of rumors sort of maybe evolved, but also dissolved. When James Pearce commented in The Athletic a couple of days ago, saying that Liverpool are looking for attacking midfielders or attacking forwards, but for the under 25 category. And yes, you can put Rafinha in there, Neto and Bowen. I just think that FSG doesn't fit the model of paying 60 million. I love Rafinha. I've made no bones about it. But someone like Fabio Carvalho, coming in on a free, that fits FSG's model 100%. And, even if we spend 60 million on a Bowen or Rafinha, and I really hope that we do, if I'm honest, I think that would be a match made in heaven.
Can I just shift aside a little bit from just Liverpool-related content and ask you guys about your thoughts on Steven Gerrard getting basically the band back together? There's rumors saying that Luis Suarez could be on his way to Aston Villa. Would you guys like that to happen?
For me, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why not? Why not? He's not coming to Liverpool.
Louis washed, lads. I hate to say it to you. He was great last season, right? Absolutely fantastic last season for Atletico Madrid, but I think he's got 4 goals in 20 games. He's visibly slowed down. Aston Villa have got Watkins and Ings in that position, who I believe are better options than Luis Suarez now.
Yeah.
And the wages that they would have to take on to get him there would be extortionate. And when they're already covering a vast majority of Coutinho's, I think it would be ludicrous. I mean, you're better off going for Joe Allen, lads, to be honest. Like, get some other of the old lads back together. Get Sacco back.
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as that, but I mean, I would certainly not say, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't welcome Suarez back at Liverpool. I think that's ship sailed. But for Gerrard, like for him to come on for the last 20 minutes, you know, he's going to give 110%. So, yeah, you know, for me, for Gerrard and Aston Villa, it makes sense. If Ings we know that Ings' injury record perhaps isn't the best, so Gerrard might want to protect him. For me, like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and Watkins is playing out wide now. So, you know, for me, it makes 100% sense for like him to go for that, but not for Liverpool. I agree with Kris. Like that day's passed. You know, that day has passed. We don't need Luis Suarez to come in and make an impact. Controversial opinions normally come at the end. I would probably still rather have Divock Origi coming on the last 20 minutes than Luis Suarez.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I really don't disagree with you on that one.
I'm pretty sure a lot of Villa fans could be arguing against that one. You know, you have that deadly eye or smell for goals. You know, and I think Luis Suarez is one of those players that, regardless of the physique and the fitness, if you put a ball on his foot, anywhere he might be able to score it. So, I mean, who knows? Hopefully, this does happen. But sorry to be shifting around, Kris. Take the rails. Let's take it back.
Well, yeah. Where else are we going? I think Mo at AFCON. I mean, sadly, all three of our players got through at AFCON, didn't they? Which is absolutely gutting. I was rooting for Guinea to get knocked out, but then Naby pulled that screamer out of nowhere, which, you know, is fine. And Naby's arguably been the player of AFCON so far, so you can't really complain. But Mo potentially starting talks, it's good news, isn't it? It's really good news. Cannot complain, can we?
Have you guys been checking his agent's Twitter? He's been really, I don't even know what to say, but he's been cryptic the last few days.
Well, okay, I'll be explicit here, and we might have to put any on this. He's been a bit of a knobhead.
Nah, that's all right. That's all right.
You know, putting Mo in a laughing position and then Remy behind him. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Mo Salah is worth whatever he wants. I genuinely believe that Mo Salah cannot be replaced. I saw the Athletic saying that it'd be worth 80 million over the next 4 seasons. Who can you replace Mo Salah with for 80 million? That's what you have to come back to. Yes, it looks a lot on paper. Who can you replace Mo Salah with for 80 million pounds?
Obviously, if you do consider wages, I mean, it's impossible to get an 80 million top player. I was reading that Haaland's signature actually is going to cost 300 million euros, including agent fees, including, you know, wages over a 5-year period and whatnot. And I can assure you, Mbappe is going to be exactly the same, despite moving in for free, wages, agent fees, and all that. So just like Richie says, when you put everything on the table on a 3-year length contract, you cannot get anyone for that amount of money and that talent.
Which baffles me, really.
And a new player be starting over again, you know. It doesn't mean they're going to hit the ground running either. So, yeah, you got to pay Mo what he's worth. And that's the going rate these days. So, yeah, just get it signed. I'm not as... like a lot of people are like, you know, hurry up, get it done. But as long as it gets done, I'm all right with it, you know. But people these days just don't have any patience, and it's like, you know,
I'm gonna be on that train, mate, because I think I feel like, and I don't know whether it's the same logic, is that as the closer the clock ticks, the less likely it is, and I'm just like, I do not want to get to a situation where we've got to the end of the season and Mo Salah's not signed a contract, because 12 months left on his deal. I'm like, why wouldn't... I don't know. I'm nervous about it, man. I'm nervous.
No,
Let's say,
honestly, I 100% get your point, because you're looking this time next year, Mo Salah can literally negotiate with anybody else apart from the Premier League for whatever he wants. And you've seen the shape of Salah. He's going to go on till he's 36, 37 years old in his prime. So I completely get where Kris is coming from. Like, I really do. But I do think that, I think we'll get it over the line, because I really don't think FSG can afford to mess this one up. I really don't. With a lot of people, including me, sitting on the fence, I'm not FSG out. I'm really not. But if they do mess this up, I think they'll sway a lot of fans, and I don't think they can afford to mess a Mo Salah contract signing up.
and we're just playing devil's advocate over here. I know I was reading, I think it was an article in the Daily Mail saying that or somewhere else, that if Mohamed Salah does end up getting paid £420,000 a week, like as he's expected to, he will become the best paid player in the Premier League. And I was looking it up. I was like, okay, what about Grealish? What about Kevin De Bruyne? So I don't know if these facts are true or not, but if you think about it, it does make sense why FSG is being so cautious about it. You have a club that, despite being so huge and one of the biggest clubs in the world like Liverpool, they work transfer-wise or financially-wise like a mid-table club, And I'm talking about, like, they don't spend as much in the transfer windows and things like that. So it makes sense. From a business perspective, how can you have the best paid player in the league in a club like Liverpool that do not spend as much money on players? So I do understand why there's like the back and forth. That I don't want to do it, but I do want to do it.
Is he not the
know.
best player in the world, though? Like, is he not the best player in the world?
Yeah.
The risk is, will he be the best player in the world in 4 years? Probably not. And obviously, I definitely think that he will go on and still be fantastic. But I'm trying to envisage in FSG's head what they think they will get if they don't keep Mo Salah. Yeah. And it makes no business sense either. It makes no business sense to not give him a new deal.
Well, if you do think about it, and I'm just trying to throw more fire into the situation. Is let's say FSG do end up giving Mo Salah the $400,000 a week contract that he wants. The next in line being Virgil van Dijk. Let's say that next year he has the best season of his life, and he doesn't want to get paid $400,000 a week. But then he goes to FSG and he's like, okay, give me $350 a week, and let's say FSG do that, and then Fabinho come afterwards, and then they tell FSG, okay, can you give me just 300? And then so and so and so. So this one player can cause a huge backlash financially for a team like Liverpool that don't spend money. So again, I do understand it. So if it does not end up happening, I think I do understand why. But of course, I'm in the train that it needs to happen. The best player in the world, yes, you're right. It's just a very sensitive situation,
Yeah, but let's go back though. People want the Mbappe's coming. That's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He'd want more than Salah. So I mean, again, to Richie's point too, 80 mil. You're not going to get anyone coming in for that. You'll be spending way too much money. So I mean, the best way to do it is just re-sign Salah. I mean, end of. Because he's defo got 3-4 really good years left. Takes care of himself, and I don't even think when FSG actually signed him, they thought he was going to become the world's best player. I don't.
No way.
Even Klopp probably going, I never envisioned him like the world's best player. So I think that took him by surprise. So, but you've got to give it to him. It's just be daft if FSG don't. And I'm more FSG in than I am out. But I mean, if they don't give Salah a contract, I'm going to be more FSG. Come on, you gotta get the money out. That's it, plain and simple. I still think it could be done. Like me, Richie, and Matty have said, it'll be our January window signing. I still think if he gets knocked out of AFCON, I think it'll get sorted.
Yeah.
It does.
You know,
It
we'll
does.
see.
I mean, I agree. I mean, like, you have to look at, you know, his goals and his records, and even his relationship with Trent. You know, we saw that Trent's relationship with Jota is fantastic, but Trent's relationship with Salah is something else. What I want to put to you guys, though, is something that has come out of the Athletic in recent times, like literally 2 days ago. They're looking for under 25s in the attacking option. And, you know, whatever you believe about the Athletic, we think that they're well informed. Liverpool are looking in the January/summer. I think it would be probably more in the summer window to have a look at like attacking options under 25s. We've been linked with so many people because we know that the top three, as in like our front three, Salah, Mane and Firmino, are all up for contract in 18 months. Is the likelihood that like only one of them will probably get renewed. So like if we're bringing in new talent under 25, that's what we're looking at. Who are you bringing in? For me, probably a pipe dream, a Rafinha signing, because it's 60 million. You know, that Leeds, if they stay up, they're going to look for at least 60 million. He's looking like a new signing. He's looking like a new contract. He'll put a release clause in there. Pedro Neto perhaps is someone in there. But we know that Liverpool are looking for an attacking option. Who are you picking?
It's difficult, isn't it? I think with the front three's contract situation, my thoughts are Mane leaves in the summer.
I think Mane and Firmino. Do you know what? Like, I think Firmino might sign a 1 or 2 year deal because Jota will take that spot and Firmino will come on as and when needed. But one of them's going.
Yeah, Mane leaves. Firmino has the choice to leave or stay, and Salah stays. That would be my my three. But then in terms of replacements, there's the cheap option. I would say Cody Gakpo. A lot of people have come out. He was one of the names shortlisted on the Athletic, and since then I've watched several PSV games, like the sad man I am, and I'm very impressed. I'm very, very impressed. 6'2", 14 goal contributions in 16 Eredivisie games. Yes, he's 22 years old. Yes, it's the Eredivisie, and we all know the Eredivisie risk and the roulette that you roll with that. But it's worth the risk if it would be 20 odd million. If it's 20 to 25 million, I'd be shouting at him. If not, if we will go a little bit more premium, people who know me are no surprise on this. Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod Bowen is my man, just purely because he's from my hometown, and I really want to rep him. So, viva Jarrod Bowen.
To be fair, mate, Jarrod Bowen, like we had a big podcast. I think Daz, Matty and I had a big podcast on Jarrod Bowen in the summer. It was like, he's brilliant. He's just not quite ready. He's not got that finishing touch. This year, he has that finishing touch. The only issue is, do you pay a premium?
Yeah, English.
Yeah. And then that then throws in the homegrown issue, because you look at who potentially will be leaving in the summer. You look at Nico Williams, Nat Phillips, potentially Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, players who are all homegrown. Do Liverpool go out and say, right, we're going to have this homegrown player who's going to be a staple part of our squad for the next 5 or 6 years, so we don't have to worry about that spot? Who knows? I don't know if that plays into it.
There is also all the links linking us with Luis Diaz from Porto. You guys do have to take into account that it's just a non-stop rumor that seems to be like a summer transfer, like an upcoming summer transfer. But again, it's going to be a transfer that's going to cost around 50 to 55 million, similar to Bowen, similar to Rafinha. If you ask me, I think we should go for, if we're going for a younger profile that is in the cheap, on the low, Anthony from Ajax is definitely one of my favorite options. Brazilian, quick. He has that dribble ability. He's very pacey. He has all the qualities that a Liverpool forward needs to have. And he's probably going to be available for 25 million, 30 million, if not less. But again, for me, my favorite option has to be Luis Diaz. Just watching him on a regular on that Colombian side, you can just tell he's just something different. And then when you watch him at Porto, it's just like brilliance over brilliance. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be very tough. You need to find someone. Who does Daz want? Who you got in mind?
Rafinha.
Rafinha as well.
I just really like the I like Bowen. I mean, those two in an ideal world, I'd take them both. Bowen will get priced out for Liverpool. I can't see Liverpool paying probably 70, 80 for Bowen. I just can't. I mean, I would think Liverpool are going to look at 40 to 50 mil, which is, again, it's the going rate. You know, it's not cheap and it's not like crazy money. But yeah, I mean, he fits the bill. Again, I'd love Bowen. I do. There's something about the kid. He's got that little sparkle in his eyes, and I think Klopp could bring the best out of him. But yeah, I'd go with the Leeds man. Oh man,
he's phenomenal, isn't he? Rafinha is like my hands down. I said this last summer as well. Rafinha is the hands down. Pay 60 million for him every day of the week.
And we can probably go back for Federico Bernardeschi again from Italy. He already rejected that 175 million bid. Maybe he can go. He can think twice because
Chiesa.
Chiesa, not Bernardeschi.
Yeah, that would be a bit of a. It'd be a bit of an arsehole because he's just got an ACL. So
he did.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely avoid. Definitely avoid right now. He's got one leg.
And then I was going to ask you guys a question. I know we're about to finish the podcast and then we're running out of time, but do you agree with the fact that if you want guaranteed success for the next 5 to 10 years, Liverpool or just any team in the world should just spend all the money for Haaland and Mbappe? If you get those two players, I think that's just guaranteed success for the next 5 years with a coach like Klopp, for example.
Nah, not for me.
We're in agreement. No.
Not for me.
Mbappe, you got Haaland in the middle, and then you got Mo Salah up front.
Egos.
PSG have got Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, who are three of the best forwards of their separate generations.
Oh, come on. Messi is already he's finished. He doesn't run. Mbappe's probably the only one that works there, and Neymar gets
doesn't work
every 5 weeks. And they got Pochettino. Well, not anymore, I guess. But I'm just saying, Klopp, those three, unimaginable next 5-10 years.
It would be incredible on FIFA, Dan. I will say that.
Spot.
Not for me.
No.
I genuinely would rather have a Rafinha type or a Pedro Neto. I think Pedro Neto, if he comes back to if he comes back to anything that he was, Pedro Neto, I would have him in a heartbeat. Over, as controversial as it might sound, I'd still have her over. I genuinely would, Kris.
I think Richie just wants to take Ryan Kent from Rangers.
No, Rafinha. No. I'm a Rafinha boy through and through. Rafinha all day long.
I would take one of them. I would not take all of them. Haaland would be the one that I would take.
Haaland would be the one for me. Yeah,
but
again,
all two of them, no way.
Do you know what? It's so difficult, isn't it? Because Haaland, would he change the way that Liverpool play? Do you think? Do you think he played a false 9?
He's such a mobile striker, so fast. He's all over the pitch. I wish I could pull up his heat map, but I know he's all over the pitch because every time I see Borussia Dortmund play on those counterattacks, he's literally where the defense is at. So I don't know.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
Yes.
We've done this with Mbappe. It's not happening. We're not getting carried away. Let's
not get excited. Yeah, too much for the day.
There is something to get excited about, though, Dan, and that is that the Reds are at Wembley.
Oh, yes.
So
why would you mention this at the 30-minute mark of the podcast? But yes. How long has it been?
You know what? With I glutton for punishment as I am, I can see us beating Chelsea. We've got the AFCON boys back. We've got Thiago back. We hopefully will have Harvey Elliott back. Mate,
Chilwell and Reece James are injured.
Yeah. Record breaking Reds.
Wow, and I tell you what, I don't think it will happen, but there are speculations and murmurs about the future of Thomas Tuchel.
Really?
Yeah,
which is bizarre. which is bizarre to me.
It's mental.
Absolutely criminal.
Oh, but it's because of issues with the board, right? Or no?
Yeah, because of the issue with the board and the fact that they've won 3 games in 12.
Yeah.
Which is pretty poor. But at the same time, like, it's just ridiculous. He's just won a Champions League. Like, come on, man.
Well, I think the international break is coming at a good time for Chelsea, to be honest. Like he said, they're mentally and physically just exhausted, and you can see that. I mean, I'm glad. I wish we were playing the cup final like next week. But I'm with Richie. We can beat Chelsea. You know, have those lads back from AFCON and Thiago back. And yeah, I think we'll be ready for them. But
all I'll say is we were absolutely crap against them. We ended up we were 2-0 up for some reason. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
like,
you know, I think that's just a random game. I think a cup final is completely different. I think a cup final with your best players available. Hopefully, no one has any injuries until then. You never know, do you? But on paper, you would expect us to win, but it's a cup final. You never know. We're record breaking. We'll break a fucking another record. I'm pretty sure of it.
We got to win it at Wembley. Let's go.
Isn't it nice to say now we're in a final?
Wow.
One of four. I've not given up on the league. Not yet.
When was the last time was it 2 years ago where we won the Premier League?
2016 was the last cup final we actually got to, and I was there.
Yeah.
And I was right next to Philippe Coutinho when he scored his goal, and he came running into the crowd, and I nearly touched his head. But now I'm hopefully put my hand in the ballot. Hopefully, we'll be going to this one as well. That's the bet.
Me too.
Hopefully,
Exciting.
Please, ticket
right,
gods.
well, listen, lads, it's been an absolute pleasure to work with all of you. And Daz, I'll see you next week. Kris, I'll probably see you next week as well.
Probably see me everywhere, mate.
You're going to see him on the website, on YouTube, on Twitter, on this, everywhere.
Yeah, working so hard for fair play to you, and Dan keeping up the business as usual. So yeah, fair play, man.
Hashtag get the Twitter back.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, if you're watching this, it's probably delayed now, but yeah, we'll get the Twitter back up, won't we, Dan? Anyway, from all of us at LFC Transfer Room and the Room podcast, from Daz, Matty, who's not available tonight, but from Daz, Matty, and I include Kris in this because, Kris is always about, and he's always part of us. So, yeah, we thank you all for joining in, and as always, follow the links because LFC Transfer Room, first for transfer business for Liverpool Football Club, and we'll see you all very soon. But as always, and for now, up the Reds.